So welcome to cocktail class. Today, happy Cinco de Mayo for starters. I know it's Cinco de Mayo. I want to be eating Mexican food, but I get it. We're already decided, didn't even realize what day it was, but we already decided we're doing a caipirinha today, although I should be doing a margarita, but that's all good. We're doing a Brazilian caipirinha, and so this is a cocktail made famous from Brazil, and this is made from a Brazilian liqueur called Cachaça. Okay, this is one brand of Cachaça, has this guy on it. It's a really affordable style of liquor. This is maybe only 14 bucks at Bevmo, and it's I like this brand a lot. There's a lot of different types of Cachaça. So Cachaça is similar to a rum, where it's made from sugarcane, essentially. So it's a type of liquor that's distilled from sugarcane. It is usually 40%, like most other alcohols, most other liquors. But like I said, Cachaça comes strictly from Brazil. So that's one of the main reasons that differentiates it from being a rum. So rum is made from regular sugarcane or molasses, and Cachaça is actually made from the juice of sugarcane. So they press the sugarcane down, they get the juice out of it, and they call that liquid the grape. And then they distill and ferment the grape, and that's how you get Cachaça. So there's a lot of different types of Cachaça, just like there would be rum brands, vodka brands, any of those type of brands. There's a lot of different types of Cachaça. There's high-end Cachaça, low-end Cachaça. It's similar to rum, but anybody from Brazil does not call it a rum, and they all get offended by that. So they consider Cachaça its own type of liquor that's different from rum, and like I said, has to be made. It's made from the sugarcane juice, and then it has to be made in Brazil to be considered Cachaça, or else it can be called something else. There's a lot of different other liquors that come from South America, like Pisco Porton, a couple other things, but I love caipirinhas. It's such a classic and simple cocktail. Once again, some of the history behind it. Cachaça has apparently been around since about the 1500s and claims to have some roots in Madeira wine that comes from Portugal, because obviously Portugal is one of the people that invaded Brazil, which is why Brazilians speak Portuguese and they don't speak Spanish. So if you know, Madeira wine started in in Portugal, and they brought it over from Portugal to Brazil, and they started making Cachaça, because obviously it's very easy to grow sugarcane in a lot of that tropical climate that Brazil has. And so then the caipirinha was supposedly started early 1900s as an herbal remedy, where they actually used like some honey and different things with it, but then it just became the lime, the citrus, and the sweetener, and just a Cachaça. Today it's also really popular. It's called so this is a caipirinha. It's literally 3 ingredients. It's one of the most simple cocktails to make. It looks interesting, it tastes different than other cocktails, which is why I also love it. I think it's so simple, and not a lot of people have had it or heard about it, and it's delicious. So all you need is 1 lime. You can use brown or white sugar. They use both. I like to use brown because I like the flavor of brown, but white is totally acceptable. One of my best girlfriends from Brazil, she's only ever had white sugar from Brazil. She's never technically used brown sugar where she's from in a caipirinha, and she's lived in Sao Paulo and a couple other places around. So it's kind of a myth that some people say it's only brown sugar. Not true. Kind of depends what region you're from. I am making a caipirinha today. Yeah, it changes the flavor a little bit with white sugar. I like the depth the brown sugar mixes with caipirinha, and I think it tastes better, but you can use whatever. Some people put club soda in it. False. Don't put club soda in it. You can, but it's so delicious on its own that I wouldn't do that either. What was the other comment? Instead of molasses, right? Yes, rum is molasses. And then Cachaça is made with the juice of sugarcane, not sugarcane, but yes. Perfect. Caipirinha. Yes, caipirinha. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I like the brown sugar flavor better. Anyways, so literally this drink has 1 full lime in it. And we're going to muddle that with 3 bar spoons of brown sugar. We're going to add our cachaça, and then we're going to stir it up, and you got yourself a caipirinha. Now, it's popular in Brazil too, you can use the same exact recipe, but you use a lot of different fruit. And so they usually just muddle like strawberries, passion fruit, mango, whatever, papaya. You do the same thing, the lime, the papaya, some sugar, and the cachaça, and you have a caipifruta. And then with vodka, it's a caipirosca. I always call it caipiricosa, but it's caipirosca. Same exact drink, but with vodka. Also extremely popular in Brazil. Either it's the caipirinha or the caipirosca. Same thing, super popular. Muddled fruit, the cachaça, and whatever, or vodka. Okay, the question is other fruits in lieu of lime or in conjunction? In conjunction. So it's lime and fruit. My friend said strawberry is like everywhere, but they have different fruits too that I've never even heard of. So they have like a cashew fruit too. They have something else called the caja or something. They have a lot of, yeah, she has things that I've never heard of that they put in theirs too. But they have a lot of different mangoes. So my girlfriend, when she first moved here from Brazil, she said one of the things that surprised her the most about fruit here were like the variety of apples that we have. Like in Brazil, they just have like green apple in the grocery store, and it just has like apple as a label. And she moved here, and she was first in the East Coast, and she said there was like 30 different kinds of apples, and she had no idea that other apples existed. And then she says what's funny is like how we have mango at the grocery store. There's just like one mango that sits there with a label mango. She says there they have like 300 kinds of mango. So she says it's kind of like, it's like little things like that are opposite with apples and mangoes, which I always think is fun. So they have all different kinds of mangoes that I didn't know of, but anyway. So yeah, you can muddle pineapple, kiwi, strawberry, passion fruit, what else did I write down? Yeah, mango, whatever. And muddle that, do the same process, and you just have a caipifruta, caipirosca with vodka, or I love cachaça. You can find this at most liquor stores. Like I said, this one is only like 14 or 15 bucks. So it's very affordable and impresses people too. So, okay, 1 second. This is all good sidebar info. Yeah, of course. You got it. You got to have the sidebar. You got to know what you're making, and that's half the fun of it. Okay, so now let's get to the cocktail. We need a cup for the tools today. We need a cup. You have to have a muddler, okay? You cannot make this drink without some kind of a muddler, the back of a spoon. Like this has some kind of like flat end. You could use that if you wanted, but you will have to muddle the juices. You need to make a little syrupy paste with the sugar, okay? Now we're going to cut these. Take your fruit. We got the rind here. We're going to cut it in half, hot dog style. So we got the 2 ends. We're going to set it down. We basically just need like little quartered halves. We want 8 little pieces, okay? We want 8 little pieces. This table is my small little wobbly table. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to put a whole lime, and we got these quartered pieces. So we have 8 little, uh-oh. No, I lost one. 8 little triangles. That's what I get for trying to show you guys. 8 little triangles. Put 1 whole lime in the glass. I'm sad about losing that one lime, but it'll be okay. Because I think this has a little more juice than some of these other fucking sorry ass limes. Okay, brown sugar. 3 bar spoons of brown sugar. 1. This is a bigger bar spoon than my other ones. 2. And 3. 3 bar spoons of sugar in the drink, okay? It already looks pretty, okay? We got our limes, our brown sugar, and we're gonna give this a really good muddle for a few minutes. So set it down, give it a really good muddle, because we're gonna muddle the entire lime with the brown sugar until all of the brown sugar is dissolved. And then what you're left with is just the liquid. This table is really freaking wobbly, which is annoying, but it's so easy to use and it's lightweight, but I'm gonna try and do this more in my hand. Let me read the other comment. 7 little triangles. Right? I don't think there's a cocktail class that goes by that I don't spill or break or do something, so I went from 8 little triangles to 7 little triangles. It's really funny, actually. There, I'll do the laugh. I'll do the Sesame Street laugh. Okay. So keep going. Keep going. Keep going. This is the base of our drink. So look, see all that liquid I got in there? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it, people? See it? I got all this liquid in the bottom now that I muddled and I mixed with the brown sugar. I don't know if you can see it that well, but I'm going to try to show you. So let me show you. Can you see it? Can you see it? If not, my fingers are in the way. Okay, so we have this good little liquid in the bottom. So now we're going to add our 2 ounces of cachaça. Okay, this has a little pour stopper thing, so I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to pour what I think is about 2 ounces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little extra for good measure because I like booze. Okay, so we got it all mixed in. Now we're just going to put ice right on top of this. Okay, ice on top of the cocktail, bar spoon, something to stir with, and we're literally just going to stir it. So keep your spoon, this is the way to stir a cocktail. You just want to keep the spoon stirring the outside of the cocktail. Some people like to use their fingers, whatever, do whatever you want. As long as you're spinning it around the outside of the glass, you don't want to, get a little rhythm going, and you want to move your spoon around the outside of the glass like that, okay? Okay, and then wait for the ice and everything to settle a little bit, and where it looks like, let me stir that, there we go, there we go, there we go. Where you can see it actually turning into a cocktail. Can you see that? Can you see it, people? Can you see it? Well, we already had a lime fall, so maybe I haven't spilled yet, but it's gonna happen. Alrighty, okay. Looks pretty good. We have our fully mixed caipirinha. We got the lime pieces floating. You can add another piece of ice if you want, which I will. A common myth is that less ice means you don't get enough drink, but it's a myth because less ice means your drink melts faster, doesn't melt slower. More ice will create a more well-balanced drink, and it will stay colder. The ice won't melt, so you'll actually have a more balanced drink if you use less ice, not more ice. So, alrighty, let me scooch in a little bit, and we'll cheers. Ready? It smells so good. I haven't had one of these in forever. It's so good. Cachaça is so different. It's so good. Yeah, you gotta really stir it to make it really mold, because some people might like it, but this is the reason why I don't like to use sugar cubes or granulated sugar. I'm sorry for those wondering. The question or the comment was about the sugar, and it being a good point. I've never stirred mine long enough, which is why yours looks pro. You got to stir it for a long time, and you got to really get that paste. Nobody wants sugar granules in the bottom of a drink. You never, it's one of my kind of thing that grosses me out to have little pieces of sugar in something that I'm drinking. I don't like to have that weird crunch. I think it's gross. But if you get a good muddle and the citric acid and everything will mix well, and then you can stir it and get it going. You definitely want to perfect your own recipe, because I think 3 bar spoons of sugar is perfect. If you get less sugar, which is fine, it's hard to add more brown sugar to this to get it to melt. You know what I mean? Doing 1 full lime, 3 bar spoons of brown sugar, and then just muddling the shit out of it, putting the cachaça, adding the ice, and then giving it a really good stir. It makes a perfect drink. So you don't need to add club soda. You don't need to add other bullshit in here. It's just a straight drink. So it's pretty strong too. It sneaks up on you. I can down these. So if you notice though, in this cocktail recipe, this is lime, sugar, and a liquor. So in the world of bartending, I've said before when everybody asks, how do you know all these recipes? How do you remember them? In the world of bartending, all these recipes are essentially the same. What else is a liquor, lime, and sugar? We have a daiquiri, we got a margarita, we technically have a kamikaze, lime, sugar, liquor. Almost every drink has almost every type of liquor has that with something. Like if it was lemon juice, it would be sour for whiskey too, you know. Almost all these cocktails are pretty similar, they just have a different name, so. No, these are a little different. It's very good, very, very good. So happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. This has nothing to do with Brazil. This was just a request from somebody to do a caipirinha. And I wasn't even paying attention to the date, or else I would have done a fun margarita or something different. But I didn't, and I had cachaça, and I made the plan, and I told him I would do a caipirinha. So I will do a caipirinha, but I love it. And so, cheers in Portuguese is saúde. So, saúde. I didn't say that before.